Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update, January 4th, 2021. The first, episode of the new year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone had a very enjoyable holiday break, time off. I'm sure we all have. We've been watching the charts diligently here at Cracking Crypto, along in the Discord. It's been a fun way to celebrate the new year. We had a lot of people come through the Discord and spend a bit of time together, talk charts, talk the markets, talk the fundamentals. It's been a genuinely good time. So thank you and Happy New Year to everyone who made, 2020 amazing year. And we look forward
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I look forward to keeping that up. Of course, joined as always for our regular everyday broadcast is our two analysts, Alex and Jason. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. I mean, as Bitcoin maximalists, how could we not be happier with the start of 2021 here?
I'm happy. I'm also excited that we had a big pump in alts over the weekend because I'm actually more in alts right now than I am in Bitcoin, which is kind of sucks for me. So
you got to make it good, though, right?
Hey, it is what it is.
You got to take your wins.
Indeed. So, how are you guys feeling now after we've seen probably the biggest correction, the biggest dip in this bull run since we've busted out over 20K? We've had a couple petty corrections, maybe to the order of 5% on this way up. Here's the first major one that, of course, just like the story on the right shows here, Bitcoin lost 5,500 in hours as the 29K CME gap got filled. So certainly something we'll be exploring is the CME gap. Do you guys think that this is it? Uptrend continues? Have we broken down? Of course, you can explore your thoughts a little deeper once we go into it, but just roughly speaking, how do the waters feel to our two analysts today?
The trend feels broken, especially if you look at Bitcoin dominance, which we'll be going over.
Yeah, for me, it's just too early. I mean, these types of corrections are going to happen as we see price fluctuations from, I mean, look at that. I mean, we went from 19 to 33 in like a couple days. I mean, Jesus, it's completely natural to expect that there will be sell-offs like this. But as of right now, I don't think there's anything to tell us that the trend is going to reverse per se. But it's definitely the moment in time where we start looking at the market and seeing, okay, is this going to continue to the downside? Are we going to get bought up, go sideways? Yeah. I am personally of the idea that we go a little sideways here and let everything catch up, much like we saw with Ethereum over the last few days. But, I mean, it's not really our job to know exactly when it breaks. It's our job to look at it and then find the best trading opportunities. So right now, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands.
Yeah, good example is that Ethereum. I do think the Ethereum breakout. We were in a trade thanks to Alex. He posted the Ethereum trade to the group, and then suddenly we had that massive breakout over the weekend that put Ethereum.
Struggled to get over 900 forever, and all of a sudden we're at 1200.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah,
so
that moved a lot more rapidly than I was expecting. I'm glad we were on the right side of that one.
Yep.
I was talking to a member and they were like, oh man, it's like why I ended up exiting my the last positions of my Bitcoin position to the long side just because I was getting the general feeling that we were looking toppy, and it was all just based off of my intuition. I closed it and people were asking me, why did you do that? I'm like, I really feel like Bitcoin's going to go a little sideways here and give Ethereum room to run. And that was at about 850, and then Alex put out that Ethereum trade and just destroyed it. So it happened exactly that way. I mean, sometimes things are laggards and they need to have a moment to relax a little bit, and that's what you saw of that big old wick to the downside on Bitcoin, I think.
Well, there's certainly an awful lot of volatility. I nailed the Ethereum trade, but unfortunately, all the bullishness in alts kind of ruined my privacy coin short that I had going, and it kind of still looks like privacy coins are going to be a good short. But, I mean, the markets were so bullish, they just they couldn't help but move up over the weekend with everything else.
It's important to remember time frame on that, because that old saying of the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent is definitely important in these types of times, because reflecting back and looking at the weekly chart, like, man, that didn't actually last that long. Like, why was I so panicked about it?
Yep.
Indeed, seems like this could be a sign of things to come. Very fingers crossed we go at minimum sideways with Bitcoin. Ethereum popping off over 1K might be the early warning sign that alt season is about to begin. So maybe all things are aligning towards a lot of great opportunity coming up in the next few months. Maybe everything's perfectly on schedule. Don't let this 15%, 20% wick shake anyone out.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You should have your leverage at the right points for your stop losses, but like we're talking about this 19% wick, since then we've rose 12%. So,
and if I bring everyone's attention to this other article I've queued up in the news today, and that's 70.
Everybody's complaining that they're having a hard time hearing me. I'm gonna put my headset on. Let's see how it works.
They're saying that I'm very low too. Am I coming through okay?
I'm gonna boost. You know, Alex, don't change anything. I was gonna say, if you're still with me, Alex, I'm just gonna boost overall output volume from you too.
Okay.
And so just keep everything the way it is, guys. And
I think I didn't mess it up.
All right, good. No, you're coming through normally. I'm just gonna boost you both because I had you both kind of aligned to one another, so one wouldn't talk over the other, so I can increase the volume on you both. And let's hear your voices one last time.
Hello.
All right, and.
Wow. Okay, is this been a line?
Yep. All right, definitely, guys.
Everyone not sure what to do with my hands.
Everyone in the live chat should be
jazz hands.
All right. So
that's one way to go.
So, whoa. No, let's keep the background noises down, especially now that I have you guys boosted a bit. But with that said, I'll just bring everyone's attention really quick over to this next article I lined up that we'll discuss later. 70 billion evaporated in just 2 hours as Ethereum plunged from $1,170 to $900. Hold on, I think I had another one here. This one's probably more relative. Binance sees record long liquidations. Bitcoin slips under 30K. Jason was saying you got to have your leverage sliders. You got to have your margin levels in check.
For sure. I mean, you're going to get liquidated out here. It's the Wild West right now, bud.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I want you to think of how many of those traders won money on the way up again and again. They increased the leverage slider again. They won.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 they won.
And then on that last trade, they lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And none of those wins that came before it mattered anymore.
That was one of my biggest problems coming into trading was like I had a good hit rate, but I mean 9 out of 10 you hit, you're like yes, and then that final one that was a loser, you had it all on the line and lost it. Like 99% of the time, if you have a 99% hit rate and you bet it all 100% of the time, you're gonna lose on that 1%. It's just stats, man.
Yeah,
it's a very defeating feeling.
Yeah, that's the problem with margin is that it leaves you less of a margin for error. You know,
yeah.
The more money that you borrow, the more you have to be 100% certain that you're right, and you can't be. The future isn't certain in that way.
Especially with the volatility that we're getting. I mean, you would have been stopped out. I mean, even on a 10x. 5x on that 19%. Yeah,
potentially 5x. I'm measuring it right now on screen. Assuming you FOMO'd 5x leverage at the very tippy top the previous day,
you would likely be
the wick.
Liquidated.
The wick went down to 20.7%, at least on Bybit. So yeah, 5x leverage might have liquidated you and wiped out all the wicked gains you made. You know, playing with leverage the weeks ahead. Or before.
So anything from 5x to above, so 10x, 20x, all those people are liquidated.
All of them liquidated. They woke up pretty unhappy after a great week.
Yeah, it sucks to give it all back, but of course that's what we do here at Cracking Crypto. We try to teach you guys precisely how to avoid disasters like this when trading, how to keep
you're gonna say that's what we do at Cracking Crypto. We give it all back.
We blow out accounts.
We get liquidated, baby. Even at 5x, we get liquidated.
No, that's that's certainly what we try to avoid here at all costs. And you know, it's one aspect, of course, of the trading that we teach here is how to build systems, how to follow signals, how to make heads or tails of the chart information, the price data that you're seeing. But you're also, one big thing that I think a lot of people seem simple but almost neglected, well, usually neglected by newer traders, is position sizing. A big part of that is leverage,
risk management,
and how the, you know, people commonly, when I do try to coach them, when I limited capacity as a mentor, I'll frequently get, okay, I get all that, but where do I set the leverage slider anyway? And it seems like it seems to be.
You need to have a basic understanding of what leverage is actually supposed to be used for, because leverage as a tool is incredible, but it can very easily, quickly be used against you if you're not using it correctly. Like it's one of those things that you just need to educate yourself a little bit. And the unfortunate thing, and also the kind of the silver lining to things like this, like say this 19% dip that we just had, the unfortunate thing is for people just getting into this space, I think it's a requirement to really put you into your place to where, oh, this is more confusing and a little bit more delicate than I thought it was. It's not just go long, go long, go long, go long. I think it's important when you first start getting those liquidations and stuff, you're like, oh, it's how you build on that really makes you become a great trader. And the people that don't adapt to that and just keep gambling are the ones that wash out.
Yeah, anybody who's used to the stock market may not be used to a 20% insta-wick like that. But I mean, I don't know about the rest of you veteran traders, but that's the kind of wick you wake up to for breakfast. You're like, oh yeah, another wiki day for one.
And the beautiful thing about that was I even had a cheeky little short on from 32.9 and took profit at 29.9. And I'm like, nice.
I definitely did not have on any shorts. We as a group do not look for shorts above the baseline or long.
That's why I didn't post it, because I just got a little cheeky with myself.
But hey, we all trade our own accounts, right, guys?
Yeah, when it wins, it wins.
Yeah.
Word.
But it goes to show the mentality of this. Like that 19% wick did not scare me at all. I was expecting it. Like it goes to show you that, like, especially as price keeps climbing here, like shit, we hit 60K. There are going to be times where we have a 50% correction. I mean, it's just going to happen.
Yeah, it could be inbound sooner than we think, or at the very least, expanded volatility. We've actually been, I think, very lucky. This push up, unlike 17, has been relatively drama-free. You know, we just kind of up without any major corrections. It's been pretty good. You know, it's been almost brain dead easy to scalp or trade this on the way up. But
I wouldn't say lucky though, because a lot of this is we were just prepared. Because I mean, our results show it. We nailed this movement to the upside all the way from 19.
No doubt, but it seems like the way we marched up has been, like I said, relatively drama-free, and now we might be entering a
Bitcoin making it easy on us.
A bit of a dramatic period, right? This 15-20% swing could be a sign of what comes next, right? And so at this point, people might be loading up on the shorts, thinking this is a good spot, and then we'll have a wick that's going to take us 20% to the upside, wipe people out again. So everybody proceed with caution.
The cycle continues, but
I will leave the meta-analysis to the traders to explore in the next segment. We got to get going on the show. Quick reminder before I shut everybody out, we've got our show schedule down below. You can see there the show's going to run roughly 2 hours. We're going to go from the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum before we explore a bit of alts. Might touch on Forex and traditional markets before we get into the second hour, where we will take your chart requests, your AMAs, and have our analysts go over those. Finally, we'll probably redouble our efforts on exploring a few good news articles before we head to the outro. Alright, that covers it. So that'll be the structure of the next 2 hours. Just a reminder, if any chart requests you leave in the live chat, we'll collect those for later. So any requests generally you leave in the live chat, we get to it. So rest assured. Let's see who is with us here today. Ron Legato, first guy through the door. Shoutouts to Ron Legato. Happy New Year. We got Michael in the live chat saying Dip Watch 2021. Indeed. This is certainly. I was trying to figure out a good title for today's show. It was called Buy the Dip Watch. And that's what we went with. GBU Professor Wally's in here, channel supporter, saying sup fools, looking forward to today's altcoin season launch. Indeed, that's precisely how my thoughts are on
we were
this.
talking about that.
Yep, altcoin season about to take off.
It's afoot.
The Talking Longbeard says, think I broke the like button. Thank you so much to everyone who does hit the like button, including Longbeard. Happy New Year to a regular in the channel. David Rice, another regular. Good morning, afternoon. What's up with Binance? Asks David Rice. Anybody know what's going on with Binance? No?
This is the first I'm hearing. What do you mean, what's up with Binance?
Maybe, some kind of scheduled maintenance, something like that. Not too sure. David Rice, do let us know what is up with Binance. ANCAP Futures is dabbing. We got ANCAP in here dabbing. Stun Gun saying greetings everyone, greetings to Stun Gun. The New Pathway says there's a Binance crash. Okay, maybe happened just as we went live. Marco, happy to be in 2021. It does feel good to be in 2021. We're living the cyberpunk future as we speak. Things are getting gnarly. This is not the quaint old pre-2000s era. We're fully going
your
digital.
Father's Bitcoin.
The New Pathway, PMCL93 says, hey guys. We got S. Hyatt saying evening. Wayne Arnott in here. Robin Waddlevoggle, hey guys. I see a 2021 evolving for me and wish you all the best. Yes, all the best to you, Mr. Robin. Satoshi Nakamoto, major dip ahead. All right, you heard it here directly from Bitcoin's creator. He predicts a dip ahead. Which probably means we're going up. Robin, FOMO could suck the dip up. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I think we're witnessing that.
There were so many people that if they didn't FOMO in yet, what are you waiting for? At least buy some of the dip, and if you're, don't look a gift horse to the mouth, as the old saying goes. We got T-Dub in here. Let's see here. Evo says hello to Evo. Almost done, guys. We'll get into the main analysis. I see comments about people not coming in clearly, but I hope we fix that. Please do let me know. Marco, liquidated all my Bitcoin and Ethereum late last night. Need to re-enter, but totally blind when it comes right as rain to re-enter. Indeed, people, if you did
if you liquidated it last night, especially if you did it before the big dip, then you're doing pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're fine.
Now, Marco. We'll definitely go over where we see the markets going, but it's not entirely clear that we're going to continue going up here. That we want a reentry, and it's the traditional markets that have me concerned. We will get there.
Absolutely. Macro news afoot. We're still waiting for the other shoe to drop in the U.S. regarding the new administration. Things are just looking uglier and uglier on that front. So maybe a bit of FUD to spread into the markets and shake things up a bit. But yes, Marco sounds like he's off on the right foot for 2021, selling the top and preparing to re-enter. So we'll let the analysts explore places to re-enter for trading masters such as yourself. Prophet Bear, what's up, CC Crew, man? What a weekend, says Prophet Bear, who's also a channel supporter. So thank you so much to Prophet Bear for supporting us. And
what a holiday week.
It has been a holiday week. It's been a few months. It's been great. 2020 was an ugly year for many, but I think a lot of us in the crypto space, for the most part, fared fairly well. James Lee, what cost does what cost the Bitcoin to inflate? Okay, I think it means what caused Bitcoin to inflate. That's a bit of a macro question.
People buying it.
People buying is basically it. The halving and institutional investment coming in. A lot more people.
In a nutshell.
Cody says we sound fine. T-Dub says you guys sound fine to me. All right, so I must have fixed it. Maybe people in here fine. I'm using speakers. Now people are more even. Okay, love the ice tinkling. Yes. Did you happen to see my new entry? Asks Mr. Ether. We'll take a look at that. All right, I'm almost done, guys. Almost there. T-Dub. Binance chain is amazing. It's like ETH and XRP had baby. It's genius. All right, so we've got one about Binance chain. Give Life 66, like Crypto Faces saying, little by little, it adds up to the same. Going big, better off. Okay.
Wouldn't a half ETH, half XRP baby still be half XRP?
Yeah, it's still 50% of something I don't want.
T-Dub says it's cheaper than XRP, but the same speed. All right, right on. T-Dub, the DEXs and smart contracts too. All right, so the Binance is building something good according to T-Dub. Michael Naranoho, hello. Gives Life 66, mentioned him already. JG, he thinks 50% is unlikely. Now that's some strong hands of Bitcoin, unless we get a monumental dump of all markets, of course. Yep, if we get another March meltdown, that could still represent a wicked buying opportunity. Necrogenosis, Happy New Year, everyone. May we all grow our wealth this year, and good luck. All right, Necro, very wise words. Thank you so much. Goal. Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Peckham away. Controversial view, but given the lack of liquidity on exchanges, Bitcoin's going to drop to 15,000 so they can reload their bags of Bitcoin, manipulated via Binance Futures and the CME. An interesting take, but I'm not entirely certain.
I like it.
If lack of liquidity on exchanges might lead to a drop, I think it might be the opposite. I think I saw someone post in the members lounge a chart showing on the exchange deposits, they're pretty much bottoming out. Makes one wonder, is that not a recipe to pump? You know, the order books are going to be wicked thin in terms of Bitcoin. But, you know, maybe there's something Peckham awaits theory here. Maybe they're going to dump the price in order to attract more Bitcoin to be hit the order books and sell. AJ's in here, Cody's in here saying Happy New Year, gents. Let's get 2021 started. Silt is in here with his first requests. Ruben Santos. And that's it. I've got everybody shouted out. Thank you, everybody, joining us today. 67 watching. Hit those like buttons. Got to go into the analysis now. We've been going almost 27 minutes, so it's time to get into the main scene.
What you guys came here for.
Yep. Let me pull up Alex on the screen. And I'll let the analyst take it away while I start making notes on everyone's requests. Remember, during the course of the show, get those requests, and we'll get to those a little later. But for now, Alex, you're on the screen. Take it away.
Okay. For the time being, Bitcoin looks relatively good here for a recovery back towards at least 33,000. Our daily trend here, as shown thusly, this is our daily trend. It's
blowing through levels.
Strong in this spot. We did briefly break underneath it, but as you can see, we've recovered over it. We're postured relatively bullishly, and we're also holding above the dynamic support line that we have here from our pitchfork, as shown thusly. We also have not yet come up against the trend-based fib extension that we are keeping our eye on at 36,472. So while I do feel like this is a really big sign of weakness here in price, that does not necessarily mean that that's it. We are definitely going to turn around here. The one thing that does give me pause is the sell signal that is starting to come in on time transformation, but it's really going to depend on how today closes. If we close above the daily trend, I'm still not really looking for a short or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So for now, Bitcoin is holding strong above support. If we break back down below 30,000 at all, I would consider that. Well, I should say, because we already did break back below 30,000. If we close below 30,000 at all on the daily, I would consider that to be signs of a reversal. That would be
trend. That
would be like a lower high, basically, because most likely we'll come up a little here and retest. So. Let's look over at Bitcoin dominance, because I think this tells a little bit more of the story. This is Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, and I know we have some new viewers here. So what Bitcoin dominance is it is the measure of what percentage of the total crypto market cap is made up of just Bitcoin. So, like over here, during the highs of Bitcoin in August, we were right around 71% Bitcoin dominance. Then there was a nice little, I guess the alt season really began for us in April and May of 2020, but alts began to look better after August of last year. You can see that reflected here as money slowly drained out of Bitcoin, and then finally had one last burst, culminating in the alt season that we had in the middle of last year, 2020. So from roughly April to right here, end of August, beginning of September. You see that right here at the bottom of my screen. And then Bitcoin dominance reversed, and Bitcoin has had this incredible run shown here on the weekly. We've been watching it the whole time. So we saw signs of this reversal right back over here. We crossed over our weekly baseline. And since then, Bitcoin has been the best option, much more than alts for capturing gains. That being said, last week we had this really interesting reversal candle right here at resistance. And now we've broken the daily uptrend as shown right here. Along with this bearish divergence, but I'm more interested in the break of the uptrend. So to me, this is showing that at least for the near future, if not the midterm, alts are going to be the better option for capturing gains than Bitcoin is going forward. That it could just be for a week or two. I'm not sure. Maybe we just trade sideways here, and then Bitcoin just takes off again, leaves alts in the dust. I don't know. But I do know that last week's candle is a pretty big reversal candle. And with the other price action that we've had this week, it's, especially with Ethereum pumping so hard over the weekend, to me, that just kind of solidifies that alts are about to have their day in the sun. If you come over here and you take a look at Ethereum Bitcoin here, how can you look at this candle and be like, oh no, alts aren't reversing against Bitcoin here. What are you talking about? Look at that candle. It's crazy. So this is clearly a reversal signal on alts, or at least on Ethereum to Bitcoin.
Yeah, Ethereum might just be front running.
Yeah.
Which we've seen historically happen.
And don't forget, Doge pumped over last week too. And Doge, being the meme alt that it is almost always a sign that alt season's right around the corner, right?
It's starting.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love the fact that we came down here, we retested the point of control, get a huge reaction off of it. It feels like a pullback on Ethereum would be healthy here, just a little bit. And when we do start to pull back, that's when you would want to long Ethereum against Bitcoin. As far as Ethereum USD, let's come take a look over here. There we go. We better use the weekly. This is a little hard to visually distinguish. Okay, this is not quite working the way I want it to. Let's turn off the baseline. Let's do this. All right, so here you see that we basically over the weekend we assaulted the previous the location of Ethereum's previous all-time high, located right over here. This support at roughly $1,030 is currently the resistance that we're facing. So here you see a support. We come up, bang down on it once, twice, and then break down below it. Here, this is our resistance. Our daily uptrend holding pretty strong right here. This is our weekly uptrend back here. Visible like so. This is our weekly trend. This is our daily trend, the more parabolic of the two trends. Right now, this is very strong resistance. I think we can expect it to be strong resistance. This is the location of the previous all-time high. We knocked on it, and now we're closing below this area. I wouldn't be surprised to see us kind of trade sideways here for a couple weeks in January before we even make a decision about whether we're going to break down or break up on Ethereum. therefore, if you're not already in Ethereum, I don't think this is a good place to buy necessarily on a swing trade basis. So, if we break back over the old all-time high of 1400, I've got it marked out over here. So essentially, if we break above this resistance level, then then it's a no-brainer. Then it is time to long. We broke at a new all-time high. Price is likely to continue on bullishly. And if we don't break it, then we're likely to come back and retest before we move back up to retest it. So we're just going to want to keep our eyes on this area. And then that'll give us a better idea of what to do from here, because you don't want a long resistance, just like you don't want a short support. If that makes sense, everybody.
Sure does.
Okay. So, kind of bring that together. I want to look at the Dixie and traditionals, and then come back to discussing alts, because right now we just kind of have a nebulous idea looking at Bitcoin dominance and at a couple of alts versus Bitcoin, that alts are looking like they may do better than Bitcoin in the near future, and did do better than Bitcoin over the weekend, but like which ones, and in what are going to be the best options? That's a lot more specificity than I really want to go into on alts right this second, because I do want to come over here and visit the Nasdaq, which gapped up today to a new all-time high, and then basically right after open, then closed way back down below our ascending wedge pattern, that's Quadriga. I meant to open up baseline. Below our baseline, and this is starting to give us a very strong reversal signal here. Now, this is not a short signal on the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq ETF, but this is clearly a sign of weakness, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we basically have been trading sideways for all of December. Like, we opened December right here, and then we just kind of do this for all of December. And then the moment we open January, we open downwards. That is not a great look for the traditional markets. Now, we know that Bitcoin, we don't know it, but Bitcoin has in recent years been heavily correlated to the S&P 500 at times. How is the S&P 500 doing? Well, it is also having a down day along with Bitcoin. It is also below the daily baseline, putting in what looks like a very good baseline bounce short here. I may consider putting up a continuation short signal here for the S&P 500 ETF later today. This looks pretty rough. If things were super strong on the stock market heading into the year, we just passed the stimulus, why did we have that little fake out gap up and then break down? Why are we below the baseline, and why can't we break this trend resistance here on the S&P 500, right? Why? So I want to challenge the narrative of strength that has been in the markets recently. And I know, and before the show came on, I noticed that there were already some stuff, markets closed down are down 2% today on new pandemic fears. Guys, nothing new happened pandemic-wise over the weekend. So this is just the markets being the market. People are looking for answers, but I think people have been suckered in all over December into longing this area. The real money that was made in Bitcoin and crypto. The markets certainly had their time before that. During the alt run over the summer, the markets had their time too. I don't know. This has me really, this makes me question how much longer Bitcoin could go here, because if the traditional markets do pull back, then we can expect a lot of larger investors and institutions who, as we were saying earlier, appear to have stepped into the Bitcoin market. We'll see them pull some of their investment out and rebalance portfolios like they should. It's a professional thing to do, but that will pull down the price. I think that would be natural. And that wouldn't even necessarily be bearish for Bitcoin. A pullback is a pullback could be very healthy for what has essentially been a very parabolic movement in Bitcoin. All right, so we looked at the Nasdaq SPY. Let's pull the Dow too. Same story, guys. Ta-da! Yeah.
Makes me glad I switched over my 401k to bonds.
Yeah. This is pretty rough looking here. At the very least, I would expect a retest of the previous all-time high here, retesting a support or resistance as support. So I would consider this to be a strong continuation short signal right here. So we break down below our baseline here, come back up, retest it. Very nice signal. And then Dixie, having opened the day down a whole bunch,
Bought back up.
Was bought back up after the markets, which gapped up on the day, were sold down. So, and CME also, remember, gapped up today, and then Bitcoin was sold down into it. So what we see here is the Dixie reflecting what's happening in the larger markets, because the Dixie is, think of it as demand for the dollar. So suddenly, as the markets are spooked, everybody's like, oh, I want to buy all these speculative assets with the dollar. That means people are selling their dollars to buy the assets. The price go up. Prices go up for the assets. The value of the dollar goes down. Suddenly, people panic. They don't want their speculative assets anymore. They don't want their stocks. They want dollars, right? Like, you know what? Never mind. I think I will sell my Tesla into these dollars rather than sitting on my Tesla stock, because I think my stock is going to go down in value. So these dollars are worth more to me. That's demand for the dollar. So we see the dollar index rise. So therefore, we do see that reflected in the chart today, just like we saw the Dixie, just like we saw the Dow and the SPY and the Nasdaq all gap up today and then close down. We saw the Dixie open down today, and now it's closing back up, reflecting that inverse correlation. And it happens against Bitcoin too, especially because Bitcoin's main pairing is against the US dollar. That's right, we trade Bitcoin USD. So we saw that the USD is pushing hard against Bitcoin today, and that's reflected in what has happened here with Bitcoin closing down. So this is something for us to keep our eyes on. It's not a reversal signal yet on the Dixie, but we do see today's price action in the markets reflected in that inverse correlation on the Dixie, folks, if that makes sense to you now. So something for us to keep our eyes on. Those are really bearish signals on the traditional markets, and that is a potential reversal signal on the Dixie, and that should give us pause about just how bullish we want to be on Bitcoin and maybe the alts going forward, because maybe the alts will do better than Bitcoin against their Bitcoin pairings, but everything will lose USD value. And if that happens, we'll just want to be out of the markets, period. And you know what? We'll pick up the alts and Bitcoin and everything when the USD value starts going up again, right? Because unless all you do is trade for Bitcoin and you never care about the dollars, then you do care about that USD value of your alts. And just because it's gaining value against Bitcoin doesn't mean you're super stoked, because you're losing USD value. So, something for us to consider. Let me take some sips of water. Why don't we look at some requests, and then we'll dive into alts and stuff.
Nice.
All right, sounds good. Let's see what we have to explore here in the live chat. Quite a few requests already logged. We're going to get into those very, very shortly. And I do see a bit of a conversation here on the USD. Agency hopes that our leaders do what needs to be done and up the spending big time. And of course, not actual spending, he reminds us, actual spending, not Fed expanding loans and deposits. Yeah, we do need the government to actually stimulate the economy, especially when they're...
Yeah, think of how long it took for them to get this inadequate stimulus bill passed. There is going to be no political will to do anything else until the markets are in a sheer panic. Why? It's like we just passed a stimulus bill. Why would we be talking about another stimulus bill 1 month later? It doesn't make sense politically. And it won't make sense politically until the markets are in a panic because the markets are crashing. I'm not going to say it's going to happen this month, but what I am saying is we will not get another stimulus bill until the markets crash. There's no political will. And you can bet the Republicans aren't going to let anything like that happen unless their constituents are literally, like, you know, banging down their doors. Which won't happen until there's a market panic.
Yeah, it's peak.
Because their constituents are the rich people.
Yeah, it's peak clown world out there. So when it comes to the government spending, it just adds up figuratively and literally. Okay. Agency, of course, says very level-headed take. Thank you, Alex. All right, let's get into the first few requests, and we'll see what happens next. First request of the day came from Silt, or SILT. He says, can we look at BAT or Kyber, please? And/or Kyber. So, basic attention token, Kyber network. Let's go.
Sure, let's look at them both real quick. First, let's look at the Bitcoin pairing. Give us a sense of whether or not this is worthwhile. We kind of have a signal forming here. We don't have much volatility yet, but we're above the baseline. Nope, we're not above zero yet here. Let's see, do we have a break of any strong downtrends? This is the major downtrend. This is a stronger downtrend. We've broken the stronger downtrend. Okay. I could see us coming up here and retesting this area at the very least. What would that look like? BAT USDT. We just don't have a signal yet, man. There's nothing for us to do really on BAT. We're not even above the daily baseline yet. There's a lot of better choices that I think are more bullishly postured here right now. We haven't broken any. We haven't broken the strong downtrend on BAT Bitcoin. We're crossed under here on the weekly on BAT USDT, and on the daily we're not even above the baseline. So nothing to do on BAT. Just stay out of it for right now. If we get more bullish signals, then that could change. But for right now, it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
What was the next one?
Kyber.
Yep.
Kyber. KNC. Looking similar here, actually. Isn't this very similar price action? This is like the same story on both of these things. We have not broken we've not broken above the daily baseline yet, although we're about to. We've not broken this downtrend, although we're about to. I could see us maybe trading sideways more here. As you can see, I've been trying to figure out what I think is going to do. I think we're going to trade some more sideways here before we finally break up, come back down, retest, trade some more sideways before finally breaking up here on KNC. But I don't see it yet for KNC. There's no strong signal. And do we even have we don't even have a weekly buy signal here. We're still below the point of control. We're trading at I do like the fact that we're trading at the liquidity of the lows is how I would put it. I do sort of feel like it would want to break up and retest this area, which kind of remains untested as resistance again on the weekly. But we shall see. It's not there yet. Okay, so I would hold off. What else is next?
All right, Silt, thank you so much for the Kyber and basic attention requests. Let's move into the next one. This one comes from Ruben Santos, Cardano, and Zilqua, please. The two potential Ethereum killers waiting.
Now, see, this one has some real reversal signals. So, do you see this very strong bullish divergence right here on the daily? That's a great sign. we were just talking about how strongly Ethereum had reacted off of its support. And I think we see that happening for ADA here too on the daily. We hit once, twice. The third time we make a lower low, we threaten to go here, and then we just wipe out everybody that ever even thought about shorting ADA. Just boom, right in your face. How much of a gain is this off the bottoms? Here, let's where's my tool?
25%, Bob. It's more than that.
Guys, if you used more than 2x leverage to short that bottom, you got screwed. Like, anybody who ever thought about shorting ADA just got hurt. So I consider that to be a pretty strong reaction off the bottom. I do like that here. We have not seen that strong of a reaction off BAT, and can't even remember this other one. Jeez. What did I look at after
Kyber.
BAT and Kyber. Okay, we did not see this strong reaction on BAT and Kyber. So until we do, they're just not as interesting to me as ADA here at this point. Let's take out our baseline. We've got enough data here, and we're above our daily baseline here, and we're getting a WADA signal. We just need to close above 0 on our oscillator here to get a full initial PTP long signal on ADA Bitcoin. This looks pretty good here. I would even consider I would consider, kind of sneaking in here anyway, even though we didn't have a full over 0 signal, just because everything else here looks so good and confluent with what we would be looking for in a long signal. All right, so what does ADA USDT look like? So we know the Bitcoin pairing looks good. Cool. Let's see what we are up against here. Okay, so we're just kind of hanging out in this consolidation area right here with, we see this resistance here above us. So now you know where this line is coming from. So the resistance that we're facing right here in this spot. This feels really bullish to me on these lower time frames. You see sellers are kind of petering off here. We get smaller and smaller wicks. But we're basically trading sideways here as sellers run out of steam. Let's open up lower time frames here. Yeah, this just feels like a healthy consolidation after a move up. This really feel like a top there to me. Something like that. Yeah, overall, this just feels like a healthy retest of the previous high here at 19.5 cents. So I feel like ADA is very bullishly here. Did I put on an ADA long yesterday for the members?
I don't think so.
I did. Yeah. So I put up an ADA long for members yesterday. Actually, I think we're below our entry, so the long should still be good. We entered on we entered on this candle as a continuation long. So we're right here, right around entry. I think ADA looks good here. Litecoin looks good here. I think most of the major alts are looking good here. It's because the major alts, if you all will remember, did not have an alt season this year like shitcoins and DeFi did. They had a very big alt season, and major alts languished. They just traded sideways for the entire alt season. It was rough.
Indeed, but we seem to be on the cusp of the next alt cycle right now, don't we?
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah. Sure seems to be winding up, and when Bitcoin or Ethereum popped off the way it did, it sure gave me those 2017 altcoin mega pump super cycle shivers down my back.
Also, daily uptrend on ADA remaining intact. What else would they want to see besides ADA?
I had one other request sneak in here related to ADA, saying, did we look at ADA Bitcoin pairing?
Yes, that's the first one we looked at.
Okay, well, in that case, YY, I think we hit that. Just rewind about 3 minutes. What else do we got here? All right, moving into the next one. We've covered ZIL and
I did not cover ZIL. There
oh,
you
we
go.
did. Oh, my mistake then. ZIL it is.
Oof. Quite a pullback here on ZIL, but this is starting to be a spot where I'd want to pick it back up again. So here you see a break of our daily uptrend. We kind of hold there, and then for all of last week, we pulled back. But this is just a healthy pullback right here. So this still feels really good. I would consider picking up ZIL, Bitcoin in this spot. Let's see if the USDT pairing also makes sense. No, the USDT pairing doesn't feel like it's there yet. I think this may need to pull all the way back to 5 cents. We could still pull back up here. I don't know. This is hard to tell. Right now, I would say I think the best thing to say is there's just no signal on what to do here for ZIL USDT. So if you're margin trading the Bitcoin pairing, then it could make sense, but I wouldn't necessarily. I don't know how I feel about a ZIL spot long in this spot right here. Well, we're just crossing under the baseline, so it would give me pause. So for right now, nothing to do with ZIL.
All right, shoutouts to Ruben Santos. Thank you so much for being an ongoing viewer of the channel. And there's your Cardano Zilla requests. Wayne Arnott asks, could we take a look at Litecoin USD, please?
Sure. Strong feels like a healthy pullback. This feels like a very defined trend. And then what's even more important is you kind of form an ascending wedge here, and then we break above it. This feels strong to me. This feels very bullishly postured. Yeah, and we just broke over the previous swing high. It's right here. Let's pull back over here, take a closer look. And we've just retested it today. I really like this spot for a long here. This feels like a really great breakout long with a nice retest today. I like Litecoin in this spot. Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing. Just made it back above the daily baseline, holding strong today. I'm kind of at resistance here. Man, look at all this volatility. There's so much volume coming in here. I can't help but feel that Litecoin could make some serious gains in the near future.
I totally agree.
We're so bottomed here against Bitcoin. Let's get a better Litecoin-Bitcoin pairing. Let's look at Coinbase. There you go. So here you see the long-term downtrend against Bitcoin starting in early 2019. Litecoin just loses value against Bitcoin, and then in November, we break this multi-year downtrend, okay? And then we start putting in all this volume here. Now, technically, all we've done is trade sideways. But when you look at how bullishly postured the USD pairing is, and then think, wow, and this is kind of bottomed out against Bitcoin, leads you to believe that Litecoin could put in some serious gains, right? You know, I don't want to say, hey, go and mortgage your house for Litecoin, but I have seen people in other Discords say that they're buying Litecoin in this spot because it just looks so good. Even though Litecoin is making highs on this USD chart, it looks postured for even greater highs, I think is the best way to put it. So, that's my feeling on Litecoin right here. I think it's I think the USD chart is strong. We're staying above the previous high right here, and as long as we do, then we're likely to continue to make highs here.
Agency says that Litecoin Bitcoin Weekly looks like the opportunity of a lifetime. Was posting that at Members Lounge last week. Yeah, Litecoin Bitcoin on the weekly, he is saying, is looking mighty good. Yeah, I see a lot of buzz in the space concerning Litecoin ready to pop off. I hear a lot of talk today in the Discord about Litecoin to 1,000. I think that's a bit generous, but we could be entering that massive super cycle right now.
Dogecoin to $1.
Jason, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Litecoin? Have you been charting it? You think we're looking
not
bullish?
necessarily charting it. I brought this up last week, and I said it when Litecoin hit about $130. Looking at its chart, I mean, I feel like it has a lot of catching up to do in respect to, and it was saying the same thing about Ethereum, because we saw Bitcoin have such a tear, and then it seemed like Ethereum was just being held under 850, and of course we saw that pop off over the weekend here, and now we're at 1,200. But Litecoin is one of those ones as well, to where I really think that it has just a ton of room to grow here.
All right, that would cover the request from Mainarnot asking for Litecoin. And let's see what else we have in here. I saw an interesting comment here from GiveLife66. Will you guys be doing Kyber on stream? And so when I tip you, get the cash instead of YouTube.
Boom.
So I guess GiveLife is tipping us off to using Kyber to collect those on-stream super chats. So certainly something we're going to look into. Obviously, we're going to be more than prepared to embrace the technology. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to...
We've got an ERC20 address, buddy, if you want to... I mean, we're all hooked up to the Ethereum network.
Feel free to tip your waiter, bud.
Yep, we do have a tip jar. Just check the Discord announcements channel. We do have our holiday tip jar still open. Thank you to everybody who's contributed to the analyst tip jar. It does go a long way.
Especially.
These live streams are largely passion projects. So the holiday tips that we did receive from everyone were very generous and do go a long way to supporting the daily Breaking Bitcoin
add to my trading
podcast.
capital.
Indeed. All right. Before I move into the next request, just want to highlight a $5 super chat that just came in from B-Flow. He says, no. Save the mortgage for XRP. All right. Well, you heard it here. B-Flow is going to go degen long on XRP with the full weight of his home equity line of credit. So that doesn't tell you to FOMO into XRP now. I don't know what will. But getting into more serious matters, next request comes from Agency. He's got a few on his mind. First one he wants to look at is BAL or BAL BTC.
Balancer.
Okay. All right.
Let's use ChartX. This is going to have more data for us.
Yeah, he's also asking for all of these on daily time frames.
Okay. Resistance, support, resistance. I feel like this is not a fantastic spot to buy Balancer just because we're at resistance right now. This is like a lot of coins where we pumped really hard over the weekend and now we're likely to trade sideways at this spot. Let me show you. Come here. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go over here to derivative products. And for those of you who are new, FTX has different crypto indices representing different baskets of altcoins and give you an idea of what the different parts of the crypto market are doing right now. So you can see Uniswap coins are holding relatively strong versus all the other altcoins. I think that's because it's so hard to sell your Uniswap stuff and not pay $20 in transaction fees. People just start selling Uniswap. But here, let me turn off the baseline here for a second. You see how we've come up here, retested previous resistance, and now we've got all this room to trade sideways on Uniswap pairs. And that's true here for Balancer. And I think if we look through a lot of other Uniswap pairs, we'll see that is true
Same
as
thing,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So YFI, I mean, we put in big pump here. We've got a lot of room here to trade sideways. Let's see. So yeah, let's look at the Bitcoin pairing, but I don't think Balancer is necessarily there yet. Yeah, these are some nice bullish divergences in this spot. We don't yet have the break of this trend, but I mean, it certainly looks like it's going to break here, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm personally of the narrative that Bitcoin goes sideways here and gives these BTC pairings a chance to really stretch their legs.
I would love to see it. Like I said, I'm actually more in alts here than I am in Bitcoins.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm trying to leave my bias at the door here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're definitely seeing evidence that will start to point us that way. This is the time when you start, like, could it really go this way? Like, it does seem to be setting itself up that way.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that chart. Jeez.
Yeah, this is starting to get a nice weekly turn here. I bet if we had Heikinashi on, we're not even starting to turn at all here. But this could give a signal real soon. It's just not there yet. And for that reason, because, I mean, for the same reason we didn't take it this week or this week, we're not going to take it this week.
Be patient.
Yep. Yeah. What's next?
All right, next one from agency is O&T, Ontology. Actually, sorry. No. I misread that. He meant on the daily, and I read that as he daily. But no, next one is Cosmos BTC on the daily. Adam BTC, please.
Bitcoin pairing first.
Very
this is
similar.
starting to give us a reversal signal here. This is nice. The size of this wick certainly has me worried, right? This actually feels rather bearish to me. So we form a point of control here, break down, and then wick back up and retest it. And it looks like we're already curling back over here. I'd be very cautious in this spot on Adam Bitcoin. We could see a lot more downside here. And this weekly signal, by the way, is 6 days away. So
yeah, a lot of time.
We don't have that yet. We do not have that yet. This is kind of strong. We have a nice bullish divergence here on the weekly. We're starting to get a weekly WADA signal. We've closed above resistance, and well, we're so far holding strong this week. This week is just kind of starting out.
Definitely want to watch at the weekly close, because with that weekly close, you can get a lot of assumptions about where future price is heading. Because if it closes like a 3-bar play on the weekly, I mean, you're likely to get continuation to the upside, especially with that support that you've just broke above that old resistance out of that channel. So the evidence of it holding over the weekly would be very bullish.
So yeah, nothing to do right now on Atom. It could be good if we keep our eyes on it. If we do reverse on that Bitcoin pairing and we do break this resistance area, then Atom will be looking really good. But we're not there yet.
Still needs time.
All right, that's Adam for you. Final one before we move into the next request. I got a couple comments I want to highlight here, including maybe the super chat. I think I might have mentioned the super chat already, but let's see here. Final one is Blockstacks BTC on the daily, please.
Thanks.
STX.
This is pretty bullish. Yeah, we're making new all-time highs right now on the USD pairing.
Oh boy.
The Bitcoin pairing. That looks really bullish. I think we're getting a continuation signal at the end today. Let's take out our... Oh, yeah, man. Tell you what, let's put this on our watch list because this is a continuation long signal at the end of today. I say this is good to go.
STX stacking those blocks.
We're breaking above the point of control here. We're staying above the daily baseline. Our oscillator is curled back up here above 0. WADA is telling us there's enough momentum. The volatility is not there yet. We don't have a rising explosion level, but we don't necessarily need it for continuation long because we're remaining above the baseline in that way. It means we're more bullishly postured than we otherwise would be. So I like it. I like stacks here. And plus, as we already know, the USDT pairing is making new all-time highs. And when things start making new all-time highs, they have a tendency to just keep doing it. And they have bullish momentum, and they follow along with that for a while.
It's the same premise as never short the first dip. Probably have more.
All right. Well, I'm glad we covered. I'm not to cut you off, Jason. I'm glad we covered that 3-pack from agency. Let's move into the next one. We still have quite a few on the list. In fact, I do want to cover a comment here. Let's see here. So somebody said, I think it was B-Flow, mortgage the house for XRP. Agency says, yeah, that's a reverse mortgage wrecked. That's one way to get real estate onto the blockchain. Yep.
Yeah.
Good one. Let me see here. I see someone mentioned ChartX. Alex, you were putting somebody onto ChartX in the Discord. Who was it? I gotta find this comment. Michael. Yeah, it's Michael. He says, Alex, do you want to take a second to give your thoughts on ChartX a little more than you did in the Discord? I guess you were repping the ChartX in the Discord this morning. Michael's just saying thanks for the tip off to ChartX.
If you guys want to take a look at some of the neato features ChartX has. So for those of you who are new, ChartX is the platform that I use to do chart analysis on Uniswap tokens, Binance Chain tokens, and SushiSwap token. So essentially, ChartX is it's a trading view derivative that has taken the platform and then added a number of larger blockchain analytic features. So this is blockchain. This is Web 3.0 enabled. Essentially, you hook it up to your wallet, and it is able to analyze both your balance to see that you are holding enough charts to be allowed to use the beta features of the platform. And also, it can keep your balances. It tells you, you can quickly glance at whatever markets you have in your wallet. You can just click and look at that chart. I think that's pretty convenient, especially if maybe I've made some trades more recently, and I thought, oh yeah, I just purchased that. I wouldn't have even thought to look at the market because I just started holding this recently. You can have as many default watch lists as you'd like. These are not really, there's not many other places that you can do this kind of charting on ChartX, and certainly none of the competitors have all the features. For instance, you can see all the most recent trades that have been made on the Uniswap pairing. Good luck doing that on TradingView. You can't see the most recent trades. We also have a dialog here. Showing you what the most recent trades are, buys and sells. You can take a look at the wallets of the most recent trades. You can see how much they have bought and sold recently. That'll help you identify if something is a bot or if something is like a single person. This gives you interesting ratios. Who has bought and sold the most recently? What number? What trades are they? So this is probably a bot right here. They've bought and sold the same amounts roughly. Except it looks like they've made roughly 1.8 Ethereum off of their 16 trades. So this is probably a bot running here. You can see the ratio of buys to sells here for lower time frames. This is the hot list. It shows you the leaderboard. What's moving the most right now? You can see LRC, which is making a new all-time high today. I think LRC is probably good to run here. Link, Uniswap, Synthetics also going for it today. I might have to put on a another signal. Aave going for it today. This is nice. Yeah, you can look at Uniswap pairs on TradingView, but it doesn't have any of this real Ethereum blockchain functionality, right? Let's see. This is whale trades. This shows you where the biggest trades are being made on the Ethereum blockchain right now. So mostly in synthetics, people are buying the heck out of it right now. Link, Uniswap token, synthetics, Celsius. Celsius putting in an interesting sell signal potentially today, breaking this uptrend. This is Zero Coin. Well, whatever it is, made a new all-time high today.
Whatever it is, it's doing awesome.
$20 million in liquidity. This is Maker. Interesting. Well, hell, we're already in a Maker long for the group, so
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nicely played.
Maker
You just touched on one of our next requests on the list. If you want to hop into that by any chance.
Which one is that?
This one is Link USD coming from Replug, and the user by the name of YY says,
Sure.
Can we look at Link BTC? So we got 2 requests for Link here.
Sure. Let's see. Bitcoin pairing, or excuse me, USDT pairing. We're sort of at a long signal. I would count it for right now. I mean, yes, it sort of feels like we're at resistance, but we're back above the daily baseline. WADA is signaling for us. We're above 0 on our oscillator. So overall, I would consider Link to be more of a long than a short. The Bitcoin pairing, I remember, looked pretty oversold. This is similar to the other ones we were looking for, where the larger downtrend is still holding, but the stronger downtrend has recently been broken. And now we're starting to trade back above the daily baseline and stuff right now. So I could see Link putting in some gains against Bitcoin here in this spot. And by the end of this week, we could get a nice little buy signal right here. We'll see. So basically, Link USD is potentially a long, but Link Bitcoin is not necessarily there yet to tell us, like, yes, we absolutely have to go in here. Not like it was on Ethereum Bitcoin and native Bitcoin, right? Those were really obvious. And, in comparison, it's kind of measly. What's next?
All right, shout outs to the user YY and Replug for the Link request. Moving into the next one. This one comes from GiveLife66. He's asking for XLM, which, by the way, was also, I think it was Peckham08, asked earlier in the chat, what do we think about this big story coming out today concerning XLM? Did you guys hear about this? The Ukrainian government wants to tap XLM to base their CBDC coin or release it. I'm not sure exactly what the terms are, if they're releasing it on the XLM network, but yes, XLM, Ukrainian government, central bank digital currency. You'd think it would have made it really pump, but from what I saw, it was a modest pump.
Yeah.
We don't undersell it, man. We had a huge pump here.
We do have a nice reaction off the bottom right here. We've broken the stronger downtrend, although the larger downtrend remains intact. The USDT pairing, it breaks its downtrend. I think XLM could see some gains here. I like that we've broken 2 different downtrends on both the USD pairing and the Bitcoin pairing. We might get a small pullback here. That's where I would want to buy. I don't really like buying in the middle of this trading range. But I could see at least a retest of 18 cents. 19 cents. Weekly's not too bad. I mean, this is my buy zone that I've had marked out. Here we are. We trade inside of it. We come back out. I don't know. Looks pretty bullishly postured to me.
All right, that's XLM for you. Not to cut it off.
We don't have a long signal yet, but it looks good.
Yep, not to cut it off too short, but we do have quite a few still more to get to, so we're going to breeze on through to the next series of requests. But yeah, Stellar's looking good, and certainly this whole Ukrainian central bank story is something we're going to potentially explore a little further. Let's have a look. ICX Tech Engine asks, could we take a look at ICX USDT? That would be icon for user by the name of Tech Engine, which, by the way, kind of a new user to the channel. I haven't seen him before, so welcome aboard. Hope to see you here for our daily live streams.
This looks good. This is a nice continuation signal. As you can see, we break over the previous highs shown here. We came back down and retested it yesterday. Or earlier today. I like this for a continuation. I like this to come up and retest maybe 59, 60 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I might even put a long up for this at the end of today.
It's going to be quite a few on the list, I think, today.
Yeah. This looks pretty good here. And we even have this, you can see the break of downtrend like so here. We come back, we retest it, we break to a new high that we closed yesterday here, retested today, and our oscillator's turning back up. Yeah, everything looks good here, and I like it. And then I bet if we use Quadriga here, you'll see, yeah, the long just makes sense here. Stop is right below our low here in the spot. We've got good take profits above us. Everything makes sense. It's a good setup.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you flash Quadriga on the screen. One of the many very useful tools available here at Cracking Crypto. All right, let's see what else we have on the list. All right, GBU Wally reminding me that I should probably get to his request. He did make it much earlier. I was saving it, but now it's probably a good time to get into it. So GBU Wally says he's got a quote request for GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and the Ethereum Grayscale Trust. Two accounts with drastically different activity. So can we take a look at both of those Grayscale trusts and maybe compare the two?
All right. Let's see. Grayscale making a new high today. I guess basically making almost a new all-time high today. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust looks good for continuation. I don't see any kind of break in trend or any kind of turnaround that would lead me to believe that's necessarily going to change here. See, we almost lose our trend here, but then we recover it and continue onwards. Yeah, there's just no signs of any kind of reversal here. And we even made a new high. So for now, until we get any kind of indication otherwise, I say it's just good to be long Grayscale Bitcoin. See if there's a here we go. It's ETHE. All right. Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget there's a Grayscale Litecoin Trust too.
Don't be sleeping on it.
Yeah. Ooh, Grayscale Ethereum Trust. You're right. This is kind of diverging from the spot, isn't it? That's rough. You should just you should have like been short over here. You start getting signals. There's no stay short if you're short or stay out if you're out. Man, actually a really big fake out is what this is. Look at that.
Big giant shakeout.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably come back down and retest this consolidation area right here. Roughly right around here, maybe $10. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think you're just kind of SOL here on Grayscale Ethereum. I don't see any sign of a bullish momentum, just like I don't see any sign of bearish momentum on Bitcoin.
Now, any observations you want to make, like comparing the two? I mean, from what I remember, I think Ethereum, the Ethereum Trust had like a particularly very high premium in the months leading up to this over at the Grayscale Trust. So I'm not sure.
It's not my bag. I do not have an informed enough opinion
Yep.
to have an opinion on it.
But surprisingly, there is a bit of a divergence between the two trusts as to what kind of conclusions we can reach. We'd probably, like Alex says, we're probably not too informed enough on this particular topic to make anything meaningful. We can only speculate. Your guess is probably as good as ours, Wally. But I hope that covers Wally's request. And let's move into the last few before, let's see how much time we got left in the show. All right, we got about 30 minutes left in the show, so let's try to cover these last few. This one comes from Michael Naranjo. How about VET, VeChain?
Sure. I remember VET looking really good earlier in the week. Let's take a look at the USD pairing. Yowza. I think that could be a new all-time high. Whoops. There we go.
I think it is.
Nope. It looks like we are currently right up against resistance. This feels like a good, well, hold on, let me just, there we go. This feels like a good reversal signal in the same way that we got a good reversal signal on Ethereum, Bitcoin. So as you see, we make a higher low here. This is very important, making a higher low and getting a strong reaction off the bottom like this. It's a sign that, like, buyers are really willing to step into this area. And even if you come down here with strong momentum, that's great. They'll eat it up. So this is a good sign here, I think, for VeChain Bitcoin. Now, as far as the USD pairing, let's see if we can get something with a little bit. See if we can get the calculated by trading view going, because
should be able to.
History. Okay, no, this is when it starts. So very interesting. All right. You know what? That's right. In 2018, VeChain Thor came out. Before that, it was just VeChain, and VET is a different coin, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so that's why the price action starts all the way back in 2000, right here in 2018. Okay, then this is the price action we have. This is a new all-time high for VET. I think it looks good for continuation here in this spot. I'm not super happy that we're curling over here on the weekly, but everything else is bullish. I think overall, if I had to be long VET or short VET, I would rather be long VET in this spot.
All right, that's VeChain for you. Little indecisive. Prefer to be short rather than go long, but thank you very much to Michael for the VET request. A little comment just came in here from Tech Engine. I must issue a retraction here. Tech Engine is in fact someone who's been following Kraken Crypto for almost 2 years, so my mistake. Didn't mean to label you as a new user. You're in fact OG user. Maybe you changed your tag.
You gotta be so offensive, Jack.
Yeah. But shout outs to Tech Engine either way. Let's see what we got next. So we just did that. Next one comes from Boris Bitcoin. Shoutouts to Boris Bitcoin, another regular in the chat. Hey guys, Happy New Year's. Thoughts on BNB and EOS? What are your thoughts on BNB and EOS, guys?
Okay. Well, circle. BNB was looking good earlier in the week. Let's see if that's still true. I think I was talking about this on the show last week about how exchange coins were really bullishly postured, at least as we entered into the holiday season. BNB is just kind of held strong and wandered upwards with Bitcoin because, as you can see, we have not had as strong a bullish reaction off the bottom here like we wanted off our Bitcoin pairings. So ETH Bitcoin, ADA Bitcoin, strong reactions. BNB Bitcoin is kind of a weak reaction. I bet if we go down to lower time frames, yeah, this is doing the retest of the point of control thing again. Remember we were looking at this earlier? Price forms point of control in this area, comes up, wicks up, retests it. We don't have a higher low here. So far, there's not necessarily any signs of a reversal on BNB Bitcoin. And this turn does not come for another 6 days. And that being said, if we were to reverse from somewhere, this is a good spot to expect a reversal. This has been support before, kind of resistance here, support. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Now, BNB USD, this is a little stronger looking, where we've continued to make new all-time highs right here, and it just kind of looks like we're just taking off into the sky. This is daily uptrend so far, remaining intact. It's the weekly uptrend. We'll see what happens with the daily uptrend. For right now, we just don't really have a signal. We're just kind of waiting on something to do here for BNB. What's next?
All right, second half of his request was EOS. I know this was a trade I wanted to FOMO into as soon as I saw EOS or Ethereum break out over the weekend. And then I saw it break $3 and I was going to FOMO enter, but I just said no, hold off, and I'm kind of glad I did. But do tell EOS.
This is not necessarily great. We break the downtrend here. But now it feels like we're trapped under support turned resistance. So here you see this is support, support, support. We break down below it, and then we swing back up and retest it as resistance. And we're closing today down as a wick. This doesn't scream bullishness to me. I like that we have broken this stronger downtrend. But I mean, we've broken other strong downtrends and then just kept making new lows, right? We did that here. We did it here. So, okay, we could wander up a little bit on EOS. But I am not necessarily convinced that EOS's downtrend is over. We could deviation of EOS being oversold against Bitcoin. This is some really strong price action right here. Look at that. So until I see a good strong reversal signal, I would just have to say EOS just isn't ready. It's basically hanging around its all-time lows on Binance right now. It's not super bullish, if you ask me.
Alex, you still got your EOS bags, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. I thought you held them all the way down.
No, I held them long enough to lose most of it, and then I sold it into something else. I mean, once the bear market happened, I know some people froze up and they didn't sell anything, but it didn't take long to lose like 60 to 70% of your value in the bear market. That was like the first couple weeks, and then the rest of it was like grinding out your losses.
Yeah, I've been holding it since then, since ICO really, and Waiting for it to
I'm
do something.
so angry. Every single Genesis block airdrop on EOS was worthless.
Unreal.
I recovered my EOS Genesis account a couple months ago, and I went to look to see if any of them were worth anything. None of them were worth anything now. It was all for nothing.
Shame. It was a promising project, but apparently just spinning its wheels. But fingers crossed this
traction
alt,
like anything else.
Yeah, I hope this alt cycle does provide a little bit of relief for my depressed EOS bag. I'm still up from the ICO price I paid, but come on, man, where's the EOS pump? Where's the Ethereum killer action that the Zilqua and the Algorands and the Tezoses of the world, the Cardanos is,
TEZI, I believe.
Yeah, the Tezis of the world. How come they're pumping and my EOS is still sitting here going nowhere fast? Come on, have some mercy on me, will you? But I guess that's neither here nor there. Let's move into the next request. Yes, that's a signal to the live chat. Go pump my EOS bags for me. If you haven't put a little bit into EOS, don't sleep on it. But next one comes from Stun Gun. He asked for YFI.
Sure. I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made that this is kind of rough looking here in this spot. We're still below the baseline. We came back up, retested liquidity of the previous highs here, and have not been able to make any new highs. Lower high, lower high. Zoom in a little. Oh, we're still below the daily baseline. Right now, there's nothing for us to do on YFI.
Just wait it out.
We were in a YFI short right here, and then we just pumped. It would really suck if we have to re-enter and we took those losses, but it is what it is. You know, you gotta take the signals the market gives you. For right now, there's nothing for us to do on YFI. I would just stay out of it until we get a more firm signal.
All right.
Same thing I've been saying on all the Bitcoin pairings. It's cool and all that we have broken this downtrend, but I would really love to see a little bit more bullish movement before I'm convinced. Because we could just wake up and then, boom, make one more big low.
All right, case closed on Wi-Fi for now. Let's get into the next one. We've got about 20 minutes left in the show. Next one. All right, this was the butt of many jokes on last week's stream. Can we take a look at 1 inch, please? This comes from S. Hyatt.
Oh yeah, just so you guys know, I told Premium, but I think Meta looks phenomenal in this spot. Let me show you Meta on...
Looks a lot like Stacks.
So you can see we've broken the long-term downtrend. This is the downtrend that's held since September. Finally broke up. I think it looks really good. If you look at their app, I think it's pretty slick looking and pretty powerful. This is also Web 3.0, connects right up to your wallet, which I will not do right now on the air. Okay. Anyway,
So this is on. So Meta's on Uniswap. Or sorry, no, yeah, you want a Uniswap, right?
Well, it's on Binance.
Oh, it's on Binance.
It's on FTX, and I think it's on Binance too. Meta. It's on Poloniex and FTX. This is where you can buy these
Gotcha.
spots.
Oh yeah, MTA. Yeah, I've seen this coin around before. All right, we're gonna have to take a little bit of a further dive into Meta. But with that said, the main request for on the screen for now is gonna be 1 inch for Mr. Hyatt.
Okay, we can also pull that up right here. I think it has potential in this spot. I don't dislike buying Meta. I don't dislike buying 1 inch around $1 here. This is a nice psychological level too. Sellers are really starting to kind of peter out. We're not seeing a lot of selling activity anymore. Whereas before, you can see way more volume. Kind of have to zoom in to see the selling volume right here. I like it. I like it for a reversal long here. If we closed below like maybe 88 cents on the daily, then I'd look to get back out. So I mean that's like a good 25% drop. So I would use very small position size in this spot, but you could catch a good long here. Just take it even back up to this area. It's a nice 80% long. I think it has potential.
All right, that's the 1 inch review there. Thank you so much for S. Hyatt. All right, I'm glad I got out of 1 inch when I did. And the other coin I opted to go into, Alex, that you tipped me off to, was Poles, and that's been doing pretty good. But I am going to be looking at this Meta next. For anybody curious, you can find Meta on ChartX as well, and it is the coin that ends in CD2. All right, moving into the next one. I see a super chat here from Professor Wally. Ooh, a very generous $20 from Professor Wally. Perhaps analysts can cover on future stream why Bitcoin pairs are useful for analysis. When Bitcoin itself is so fluid variable versus the USD is stable, arbitrage eventually evens evens things out, pairs that are available via both base. Yeah, so GB Wally recommending maybe on another stream we do explore a bit of a meta-analysis of why Bitcoin pairs are useful.
Well, I think Bitcoin pairs are useful for a couple reasons. One of the main reasons is that for most coins, Bitcoin is the main trading pair for it. Most of the action happens on that trading pair, and the USD markets are often subservient to the Bitcoin pairings. They have less volume, there's less market participants, and therefore the markets don't lead. The Bitcoin pairing markets lead. The second reason it's important to look at is because looking at the Bitcoin markets gives us an idea of what market sentiment is right now. Is the market into Bitcoin itself, or is the market into alts? Now, if all you care about is Bitcoin and you've got a super long timeline, then maybe you don't care that Bitcoin could dump while alts could pump. But there's a lot of people who are very interested in capturing both. They're like, okay, I made a bunch of money off Bitcoin. Now I want to take that and move that into alts when alts move. And I mean, if you can swing that, then that's pretty awesome. And that's really only something that you can get a sense of when you look at the Bitcoin pairings versus when you're looking at the USD pairings, because the USD pairings tend to all be enslaved to Bitcoin USD's movements to a greater or lesser extent. They're correlated rather highly. I think those are the main big reasons that we look at Bitcoin pairings. Jason, do you have something you want to add to that?
Jason might be AFK for a minute, but let's move into the next request.
We caught him. He thought I was just going to talk for 2 hours straight, but I asked him a question.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, my mic cut out there, but you almost caught me.
Almost caught you sleeping.
You're making it pretty easy not to talk.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to give Jason a chance on stream one day, but for now, Alex always kind of running away with it. Day. But yeah, we'll certainly follow up with that idea.
Just follow the trades when they get posted to the group. That's all I say.
Yeah,
it's true. Jason's signals to the group do all the talking. The man's been on fire. Anybody who's been following his signals in the past few months has probably paid for their premium CC membership 10 times over. So
easily.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Jason, quietly working away on some solid signals in the background. All right, next one And let's get through the last few. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. I'm going to power through these last few. First one comes from Amy M. They ask Dogecoin, aka Dogecoin.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it had a hell of a weekend, didn't it?
Yeah.
Alts are a brewing.
Now this is a pretty big movement against Bitcoin.
Now tell me, what does the project do?
And you know what? We just did not get a long signal here. It was too quick.
Yeah, you just don't catch them all, man. And this is a really, really low sat alt. I mean,
yeah. Well, because it's a new all-time high, I have a feeling that after a pullback, probably towards 0.6 of a cent, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some continuation on Doge. But for right now, I would expect us to pull all the way back down to
2021 going to be the year of the Doge.
Yeah.
Might need that pullback first, and then we'll be off to the races. Might coincide with the great alt cycle of 2021.
That would be ideal. Maybe get some hollow chain to 20 sats. That would be ideal.
You mean anything more than 2 sats?
Yeah, anything more.
Man can dream, can he?
Wah, wah.
Yeah, let me dream, boy.
All right, let's get through the last few. Next one is a big one, and this is going to be Polkadot. This comes from Ace. He's asking for Polkadot USDT, please.
I will say hot USDT looks hot.
Hot. Paris Hilton will bring that back. So hot right now.
Drop it like it's hot.
Seriously, look at this weekly. You can see we've got a very clear break of the downtrend.
Well, I'm hoping here.
Yep.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
I actually really like this. Maybe we should put up a hot signal at the end of this week.
Well, if anyone's following along, they know that I've been sitting in one forever.
All right. So what was the question? I'm sorry, Jack.
All good. This is Polkadot, which I think broke all-time highs during the weekend pump. Still need an entry on this one, guys. Hook me up.
Just stair-stepping up, huh?
For now, it feels like we're due a pullback.
Get a little toppy.
On that. So as you can see, we've broken the daily uptrend and closed on the other side of it. We're putting in a bearish divergence on the 12-hour time frame right now.
Yeah, let's
so
toppy.
This is a sign that we'll probably pull back to retest $6.50, $6 area, which is fine. I mean, this is our as you will see, this is our previous all-time high, so it would be totally normal and healthy to come back, retest it before we continue onwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that could take place over the next couple weeks. I'm not really sure as far as time frame goes, but yeah, then I would expect DOT to continue onwards. It looks very strong.
Coming for Ethereum.
Too. Definitely.
Hopefully.
Definitely a good idea to diversify some of your Ethereum or other smart contract holdings into Polkadot if you already haven't. This project looks legit.
Someone just dropped $20,000 on polls. Look at that.
Oh, baby.
Apparently, for Polka Starter, which polls is, you have to hold 3,000 polls if you want to be able to start a coin on the network.
That's not very much.
Interesting.
Well, no, 3,000 coins is over $2,500 right now.
Yeah, but still.
Does this seem bad?
It's not a lot for now, but as this goes up in value.
Yeah, as it builds, for sure. But I mean, looking at that right now, that doesn't seem too ridiculous.
It doesn't. Polka Starter is another one where, because I picked it up here, we've come so far, I may just hold on to it. Especially if you don't come back below this all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Please carry on.
Yeah, no worries. We got a comment here. Matute Kava says, hey, do you guys have group chats, and where do you give the signals? The answer to both of these questions is Discord. Discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com.
You can see that here.
That's where all the magic happens.
Yep, this is our community, and this is where
it is home base.
This is where you want to join in order to join the community. Yes, we also have a premium level of membership. Our premium members get access to our proprietary indicators, our education material, mentorship, signals. It's chock full of stuff. Premium is worth
market analysis.
Yep, premium is worth every penny, and on top of that, we have little something called results.crackingcryptocurrency.com. We're a little behind on posting the latest ones, but this is also one of the few, if not only, group in the space that publicly discloses all of our signals, all of our trades, and you can see that our analysts are consistent and reliable and very profitable traders. So rest assured, we might be a smaller name in the space, but we are no slouches on the professional trading front.
We're taking this more seriously than most people are.
Yeah, I mean, how many groups out there post every single month of their results for the entire time that they've been open?
Yep, good or bad.
Yes. So we're behind on. We still need to put up October, November, and December. That's something that is my priority for this week, and then we'll be able to do a kind of a yearly roundup where we'll just see how everything went. I have not done the last couple months, but I'm fairly certain they were profitable ones. So that would make it every month this year was a profitable month for the group, which is good. That's what we aim for. Our signals are not meant to be home runs. They're just supposed to be a stable, steady source of income while people learn how to trade for themselves. Because ultimately, we're an education group and we're not a signals group.
But we put out damn good signals.
Yeah. I mean, if someone can't put up good signals, then you got to wonder how good their education could be. It's like, what, you have no winning trades to share with us, really? You've got nothing of yours is winning, and I'm supposed to come and learn from you. So, in that way, the signals is A, it's kind of proof that we're worth learning from, and B, it's also a good way to make sure that people don't overtrade and aren't out there losing all the money that they need for their trading account because they're just learning.
And to make sure we're not out here just blowing a bunch of smoke up your ass, to be honest with you. Like, you have to be able to see that what this person's doing is actually working. If anyone could just talk about trading and talk about being a successful trader, but show me what you're doing.
Yep, record keeping, something we take very seriously around here. We really
it's the only way.
Yep. I'm sure too many other people let trades and bad trades go down the memory hole. No, we remain highly accountable to ourselves and to everyone in the community, and of course our premium subscribers as well. But moving into the next few requests, we've got about 10 minutes left in the show, not even. And I want to get through the next few, and if Alex is feeling a little overloaded, I'm just gonna name the next 5 that are remaining. Sorry if we couldn't get to them all. One is TOMO, one is NANO, one is Falcon Swap, NEO, and Engine. Any of those sound interesting to you?
Sure. TOMO chain broke out of our downtrend on the USDT pairing. As you can see, this is our down channel. We just broke out of it. It looks good. As a matter of fact, good for a possible initial long signal today, even though we're a little above the qualifying line, but everything else is strong. Put this on the wall. It looks good. Falcon Swap. Let's look at it over here. Come on, bro. There we go. Anytime now.
And that's Falcon Swap.
There we go. Yeah, Falcon Swap has really just kind of taken off right here. If you're not already in it, I would probably avoid entering here. But if you are, I would just hang on.
Strap up your moon boots.
I read Falcon Swap from here to here, and I kind of wish I just kept holding. But, there was all this stuff going on. So it is what it is. Yeah, this looks really good. NEO, boom. Let's go over here. Not yet a long signal. This looks better than some of our other alts that we have looked at, but this is like a lot of the other ones that we have looked at, where yes, we've broken this downtrend right here, but the larger downtrend is still holding intact, and we could wander up and still continue on our downtrend. So I'm not necessarily super interested in NEO USDT here like I am with some of the other alts. I think TOMO looks better. Falcon swap looks better. What else was there on this list?
On this list is
Nano,
almost
NEO.
over. Nano and ENJ were still on this list.
Nano, NEO, and ENJ.
Nano, this is a nice reaction off at the bottom. See, guys, this is the difference in reactions. This is a very nice reaction. Look how strong that is. Why is this? Okay, let's turn this off. I don't know how that got turned on. This is just something to keep our eyes on. We don't have a break of our weekly trend right now. I would consider us to still be below resistance in this spot, but I do really like this strong reaction right here. But keep in mind, we had this strong reaction right here too, and then we made new lows. So Nano USDT, here's the problem, is that we are at resistance right now. I don't see a good place for us to long from here. We're too far above the baseline and the qualifying line. We don't have a full signal yet because we're not above zero. This is nothing for us to do here on Nano. If it keeps taking off, it wasn't our trade. We missed it. It's too volatile. So yeah, I think that's the best way to handle Bitcoins or Nanos. Do nothing for right now.
All right. That about covers it. So let's see here. Do we want to squeeze in anything else? Let me just quickly look. We have still ENJ and OMG on the table. If you're still
ENJ
feeling up to
it is. OMG, and then we'll call it.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good one.
ENJ has potential, but for right now, we're still underneath the point of control in this spot. We're still crossed under, even though it looks like we may be curling up here. For right now, I think I am still tentatively bearish on Engine Bitcoin. We also do not have a break of a downtrend here. Yeah, we'll look at the Bitcoin pairing, see if that gives us a better idea. Well, we are starting to break this downtrend. We're starting to get a nice little bearish divergence in this spot. This looks pretty good. I would consider long in the Bitcoin pairing. I like that we're just now breaking this. We don't have the wick. This feels good. This feels good. I would long ENJ in this spot as a reversal trade.
Put it on the list.
Well, I don't put up reversal lists. I don't put up reversal trades for the group. But
you don't catch knives professionally?
I don't. I catch knives as
just a hobby.
Yeah, I do it in my spare time, but I don't put up reversal trades for the group because they tend to be losers.
Yeah.
And you guys got to admit, the PTP system kind of kills it with the trades I put up, and it's not super complicated. So
yeah, you don't need more than that.
Like I said, I like the long here. I can see why you would long here. I will not put up a long for the group here, but hey, if you're trading your own account and you want long here, I wouldn't blame you.
Yep.
Final request would be OMG.
Oh my god.
Same story that we're seeing on a lot of these. We're starting to get a break of the downtrend right here, the stronger downtrend, with the larger downtrend remaining unbroken. Larger downtrend, the stronger one that we've entered into recently. Break. This, I mean, I feel like I've drawn this on like 8 different charts that I've shown you guys today. This is not as strong a reaction as I would like off of the bottom, but it's a reaction. And I could see us wandering upwards here a little bit before continuing downwards. So I'd be cautious. That is not correct. I like the break of the downtrend on the USD pairing. This feels really good. Let's see, we're above the baseline here. We're just too far above the baseline for us to get a long signal in this spot. We need to pull back and then a continuation signal before we can do that. But I could see why you would want to be long after we had this break. And if we get a cross up at the end of this week. Still, this week is pretty far from ending. Right now, there's nothing for us to do on OMG, but there could be stuff in the near future. We'll keep our eyes on it.
All right, that wraps it up for today. We've got a full 2 hours. Shout outs to everybody who joined us for the duration of
the
stream.
Guys.
Take a deep breath, bud.
Yeah. Alex marathoning the chart request as usual. Much love to Alex. And let's see here. Producer Vito in the live chat at requesting .USDT. You know what? You're gonna have to.
We looked at it.
We did look at it, and you were gonna have to rewind maybe 20-25 minutes from where we are now to catch dot. That does bring me into something I want to cover really quickly. This is an opportunity for maybe one of the most hardcore of audience members to, if they want to join the team. We have a special slot open for you. We need somebody. We need somebody to timestamp, help timestamp the show. So if you watch the show on a regular basis, and you follow along diligently close, and you think you could timestamp, which is basically, making a note of the time as the charts come up, it would be really great. We are looking for somebody to do that. If you think you are the one. You want to join the team, we will find some way to make it worth your while. Maybe nothing too generous, but again, you would probably get some kind of special status. We would
probably be willing to offer someone a free basic membership or something like that. It's worth a free basic membership to us. I'd have to talk it over with Ben, but if someone was reliable and did good timestamping, it's worth it to us because it's worth it to our viewers. Like someone was just asking us about DOT earlier. Well, you are going to have to find it because it is not going to be timestamped.
No, it's not. But with the recent makeover of the channel layout or the live stream layout, I've made it somewhat easier to see what chart we're looking at on the fly in the top right. So it makes scrolling through the video or scrubbing through the video relatively easy to pick up what chart is on screen. So that's made it somewhat doable. But yes, we do need to find somebody who's reliable and consistent enough that would like to help us timestamp, and like I said, we'll find a way to maybe throw you a premium membership or a few crypto bucks every month. Again, you got to be reliable, you got to be one of the regulars, and it's relatively straightforward, guys. So if that sounds like something you want to do, feel free to DM myself.
Maybe it'll end up boosting your trading career.
Indeed, you might find some interesting opportunity. If you are on Discord, DM me or Alex, but DM me and we'll get to chatting. We'll certainly, we'd love to have you as part of our team. You'd be officially part of the inner circle over at CC. You'd get a special status in the Discord of bona fide timestamper. We'll give you a special status for sure. All right, I would get into the news, but we're going 2 hours, and we did kind of cover the news right at the beginning of the show. Nothing too wild, just the usual record-setting liquidations, longs caught offside, people wiped out. There is the XLM story developing regarding a central bank digital currency from the Ukraine being hosted on XLM. Sounds hella interesting. And, all right. I see Tida, B-Flow, David Rice, Peckham 08, and Wally, and quite a few others. You know who you all are. Dark Rico came in a little later. Shoutouts to Dark Rico. Happy New Year to Dark Rico. Yes, we had a $20 super chat from Wally. Much thanks to Wally with the super chat. I also think we had a $5 super chat from B-Flow earlier, so shoutouts to B-Flow in case we didn't thank him for the super chat, and a $1 super chat from Bob the Builders.
Paul, yep.
So thank you so much, Paul, for building it up and tossing us a few bucks. All right, gentlemen, I will leave the last few words to you two, and we will be moving toward the exits.
Yeah, well, for me, I mean, it's just the start of a new week here. We've had a killer run these last few weeks. I think it's time to just be a little patient and sit on your hands, to avoid risk situations at this point, till we really get a direction, you know. So, I mean, I'm pretty risk averse right now, just waiting for my next signal.
Yeah, if you've made a lot of money, then maybe focus more on holding on to the money than on making more.
Well, that's what it should be all the time, in my opinion. Capital preservation is the name of the game.
We have a lot of new viewers, and I think it would behoove us to just remember, guys, it doesn't matter how many times in a row you make 100%, because the first time you lose 100%, that's it. You're out of the game.
You got to make sure you have enough to play the next hand.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week, your day. This is the start of something wonderful in 2021. Lots of cool developments and more coming to Cracking Crypto and the Breaking Bitcoin show. But that's it for today. Much love, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.